Okay, so I don't know what happened. I was live and then all of a sudden, it died on me. So I'm not sure what's happening. Um, So hopefully, it'll stay live now. I'm just going to be doing some eyebrow touch-up, like I said a minute ago. This is the result of areas here. You know what? Let me clean this lens too. I think it's dirty. So yeah, I just need to do a little bit of touch-ups. I love this. I love under here, but there's a couple of areas that need some touching up. And so as I explained earlier, I'm going to be using Permablend pigment in the color brunette. When I did it the first time, I used just this, and my hair was really dark at the time, and so it looked a little too reddish of a tone. So the second time I did it, I mixed in some black with the brown, and that gave me this. But today I'm just going to use the brown since my hair is light. And what I used earlier, or like months ago, was this microblading pencil and needle. And that's what got me all this. And then I have done the tattoo pen once, and so that made it from too black to a little bit browner. So today I'm going to use the tattoo pen that I got on Amazon, and I'm just going to fill in these little areas right here, and maybe do some, I think up here I kind of went down and then up, so I'm going to kind of fill that in too. And just little touch-ups that I feel like I need. So this has 6 settings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'm going to do it on the highest setting. Let me turn it off for now. But on my previous live that shut down on me, I already poured the brown pigment, the brunette pigment, into my ring. And let me put my hair back. Let me put this back down while I put my hair back so I can get started. Okay. All right, so let's do this. Get the hair out the way. And, you know, I showed earlier too, I've got a bottle of water here that I use when I microblade to show you that my brows do look pretty decent compared to how they used to be. I don't know if any of y'all watched any of my old makeup videos where I used to tell you that I look like an alien because I had no eyebrows. Well, I've already wet this, and yeah, I'm rubbing, and this is the result of the microblading and the tattoo shading that I've done in the past. But like I said, I have those little areas that I don't want to have to touch up with makeup. I just want to wash and go and just do the face makeup, and that's it. So that saves me a lot of time already with this like this. But I want to do, I'm a perfectionist, and I see some little imperfections there. Yeah, my tattoo pen needle is stained, but so I've already washed it, but I'm gonna use this again. I've got my plug ready in case this starts to die on me. Okay, so I'm gonna put it all the way to 6, I believe. And I hope you can see what I'm doing, because I'm probably not gonna be able to take a lot of comments while I'm doing this. Let me see. Let me turn live comments on. Okay. Live chat available. Okay, so there's 6 people in here. Hi everyone. All right, so if these are little tiny micro little punctures, it's like such a thin needle you can't even see it, but it just goes in and out, in and out, in and out, and it just kind of shades. So I'm gonna dip it in my ink, and I'm gonna start on the areas that I know I need for sure. Right there's where I made that little dip going down. So it just makes tiny, tiny little dots is what it does. I'm just, like I said, doing touch up on what I've already done previously. Right here's one of my little bare spots that I want to touch up. You just go back and forth, back and forth. It's a movement like this that you're supposed to be doing. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, I don't really need it over there. Mostly want to just get these sparse areas. I think what might have happened is when it was healing, it was scabbing and flaking, and I think I rubbed my eyebrow and the scab fell off too soon, and so I think it took some of the pigment with it. You're not supposed to pick at the scabs when it starts to flake and stuff, and I accidentally rubbed my eyebrow and I think it came off, and so I think it took some of the pigment off. So this time I'm going to be super careful not to do that. But yeah, I mean, not bad. I think I made them a little too close together, but what can I do about that now? Can't do anything about that now till it fades, if it ever does fade. Well, that's it, guys. Not that exciting, but it is exciting for me because I don't look like an alien without makeup anymore. I just want to touch up these areas right here. By the time I'm done, around my eyebrow is going to be all red. That goes away in a couple hours because you're making little puncture wounds, you know. Let me see if I can get a little closer. And the first time that I did it with microblading, I used numbing cream. But since then, I didn't put any numbing cream on at all. Hi, Vanessa, how are you? So right now it's very, very minimal pain. I don't even really feel it very much. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do for now. Let me turn this off. I've got it on 6. If you're just joining me and you don't know what I'm doing, you can just rewind. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dip a Q-tip into the ink, and those puncture wounds that I just made, I'm going to rub the ink in there so that it penetrates, gets in there. And then I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. Try to let it get all up in the little puncture wounds that I just made. And then go on to the next one. I know that looks crazy, but I'm going to go on to the next one now. I'm going to add a little bit more of my Perma Blend in Brunette to my pigment ring. So I've talked about this a lot when I make videos, so I thought I would just go live. I've gone live on TikTok, but I haven't gone live with it, I don't think, on YouTube. That looks so amazing, thinking of doing it. Yeah, and I'm doing it, it's DIY, you know. So before, I had hardly no eyebrows, and so this is with no makeup on, but there are just some little sparse areas that I kind of want to touch up. So that's what I'm doing today, just doing a touch up. So I've got it on 6. I got the pen on Amazon for like 35 bucks, and it works amazingly. Hopefully I don't cover. It's a really, really teeny tiny needle. So I'm not using any numbing cream or anything because I don't think I don't feel the pain. The first and second time that I did it, I did use numbing cream because I was scared. I didn't know what the pain was going to be, but it's very bearable. I'm obviously not a professional, so don't do what I do. I'm just showing you what I'm doing because a lot of people have asked me about it and to go live on here with it. So this is a DIY. I am not a professional makeup tattoo artist or whatever you call them. This is just me always trying to save money, and because I have an artistic side to me, always drawn and painted my whole life, I just felt like I could do it myself, and if it went wrong, I would have no one to blame but myself. But they're almost exactly the way I want them, except for these few little touch-ups. I feel like I did put them, I think I did them a little too close together, but oh well. It's okay. They're not too bad. So that's probably as far as I need to go, but let me see if there's any other little sparse areas that I need to touch up just a teeny bit. Let me see. So in case this pen goes dead, I've got the plug right here at my vanity, ready to plug in if I need to. The first time I did it, I just used this brunette color. The second time I did it, I mixed it with eyeliner black, and that was nice. But now my hair is lighter, so now I'm just using the brown. I'll get comments as soon as I can. Kind of going at an angle to make it look more hair-like. And then going this way. All right. So let me turn this off. I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. I'm gonna get my Q-tip and rub it into the little micro needle punctures that I made. But as you can see, I'm talking to you, pain's very tolerable, it's very minimal. And so while this is soaking into this brow, I'm gonna wipe the other brow off. Very Groucho Marx looking, aren't I? I'm not worried because I know that it goes away. All right, so when I'm gonna use my water here. Hi, Cammie, how are you? Did you hear the, yes, I did. Right when I hit the live button, Adam texted and said that she passed away. Wow, I cannot believe that. I love anything that has to do with, you know, the royal family and stuff. So, wow, it's crazy. I almost thought she was going to live forever because she was definitely holding on there, wasn't she? Maybe ever since her husband, Philip, died, maybe she's had a hard time or something. So there it is, my forehead and my brow areas. I've got stuff everywhere. And everything is going to be kind of yellowish for a while till I get it all off. See, it just keeps spreading. So let me turn this over, get some more water. For 70 years. Yeah, she's been the queen for 70 years. Wow, amazing. Well, any makeup I had on my forehead is now gone. But yeah, look at that, guys. I don't know if you remember me complaining about looking like an alien because I had no eyebrows. Well, I have eyebrows now. They're fake, but I have them. All right, so I'm gonna let that soak in. You're supposed to do like 2 or 3 passes, whether you're doing microblading or the tattoo shading. You're supposed to do 2 or 3 passes. Yeah, let me get a Q-tip, a clean Q-tip with some water on it. And then if you do decide to try this at home, have some things on hand. You might want to use numbing cream. Like I said, I don't use it anymore. But this is it's backwards. I know it's backwards, but I got this on Amazon. Ebonel, I think it's called. Oh, I can't see without my glasses. Liposamel or whatever, Numb 520. Anyway, try to read it backwards. That's the numbing cream I was using. It works perfectly. It's like you can't feel your skin at all, but I've found that I don't really need the numbing cream anymore. So, I mean, I used it the first time. I was really scared, didn't know what to expect. But now I know that the pain is so minimal. Okay, so I'm going to use my PermaBlend brunette pigment. Put a tiny bit more in there. 2 drops. And get going again. I'm going to touch up those little sparse areas again. So you can kind of see the little areas that I'm trying to touch up. I could put in, like earlier, I could put in a little dab of black or something, but I think I'm just going to use the brown since my hair is so light. So I've got it on 6. I'm just going to barely dip it in there to where the needle gets ink, gets pigment, and then let's get going again. Okay, I know my skin's yellow. Just do a back and forth sweeping motion on the areas that you need. See how it does it in jagged lines? Can you see the jagged lines that it does? It creates. So it's so hard to go completely straight. Like when I'm trying to do this edge up here, because it does do it in kind of sporadic little punctures. It's like filling in the coloring, your coloring book, but you got to do it so careful because it just does little jagged lines. I accidentally, the other day, the needle went over here and it made a little permanent dot over there by accident. It's like a few dots, and I'm like, oh my word, it won't come off. All right. So we could do the needle on a lower setting, and the needle wouldn't go in as far, as deep into my skin. But I've got it on 6 because I'm impatient and I just want to do this as few a times as possible. Seven people in here. How's everyone doing? I'll get your comments as soon as I can. I know I said I would earlier and I forgot. Well, no, I did get some comments about the Queen from Cami. I think that was all. I think that's all that was in there at the time. So there's the few little hairs I have right there getting moved around. Okay, guys, I don't know about this. I feel like I've created another shape here that I didn't really want. What's happening? It's because of the way it does it jaggedly. Ah! All right, I didn't want to go all the way to the edge because the edge was actually okay. I was just mainly trying to get those sparse areas in the right there. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there before I mess the shape up even more. All right, so that's that. Now I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to use the other side. Dip my Q-tip into there and now mix it into the little puncture holes that I just made. And let it sit while I look like Groucho Marx and get ready to do the other side. Let me wipe that off. Okay, so this is kind of crusty dry. So this is just water that I'm using with cotton. Get another cotton. Okay, I know my skin looks yellow, but that's what it does until I keep wiping, wiping, wiping. Not bad, huh? So I hope those sparse areas get filled in. And right now it won't look like they're filled in because the pigment goes into the skin, and then like in a week or two, the pigment starts to surface to the top of the skin. So those sparse areas that I've been trying to cover will be covered, but it won't be that visible until about a week or two from now. Every day it gets more and more visible. Okay, I need more ink so I can redo this eye. Then I think I'm just gonna stop. I don't think I'm gonna do it a third time. I think I'm just gonna do these 2 passes. So that's my second pass on that eye, right? Yeah, and my second pass on this eye now. Okay, dip it in. Hope I don't spill it and make a mess here. Okay, hope you can see what I'm doing. Why am I hunching over so much? It's hurting my back. I think y'all can see without me doing that. Oh, I know why, because I'm putting my elbow on the table to steady my hand. So I'm just touching up my brows, little sparse areas that I had. It's flashing, let me see. Okay, just got a couple of sparse areas that I need to touch up. I am not claiming to be a professional makeup tattoo artist or whatever you call this. Permanent makeup artist. This is just a DIY. I'm an artistic person, so I always feel like I can do things myself. I always like to try things myself. That way, if I mess up, I have no one to blame but me. This is probably my third time, and I think after this, my brows are going to be pretty much the way I've wanted them. Won't need to do this again unless the ink starts to fade in a few years. Then I can always touch it up. Hope the ink's not spilling. Okay. When it makes punctures, it makes kind of like zigzaggy little lines. It's not like a straight line, so it's hard to get the outline of your brow completely straight. So that's why I feel like I'm going to make it thicker and thicker and thicker. I hope not. Trying to be really careful to not do that. So they say there's live coverage right now of the Queen. So as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go watch that and see if it was just of natural causes, which I'm sure it is. How old was she? 94, 96? I don't know. My mom, I think, is 96 right now. My mom's a tough old cookie. Apparently the Queen was too. Okay, I'm not really going to do too much of the tail because the tail looks pretty good. After my microblading and my first tattoo shading, it looks pretty good. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there pretty much. Just drag it down so that it kind of blends in. What the new stuff I'm doing kind of blends in. Okay, all right. Hope this isn't all jacked up. The shape right there. All right, I'm going to stop. All right, let's turn this off. Do the same thing I did before. Get some ink on here. Mix it all in there so it soaks into the little micro punctures. And then wipe them off in a couple minutes. This one I'll wipe off immediately. Just be done with it. This one I'll give a couple minutes. Alrighty, throw that away. All right. And now I'm gonna, this is the same one I used earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and just finish using this. Let it soak on there for a little bit because the ink dries up. It's hard to rub off. Okay. Okay, let me use this side now. So I've done this on myself. I've done it on my daughter-in-law. And my daughter-in-law was like me. She had no eyebrows. She had less eyebrows than I even did. And hers are looking pretty good too, the last time I saw her. So there it is. These were the sparse areas I was touching up. So I hope it really did touch it up. Let me keep trying to get the yellow stuff off my eye. All right, so there's that. One thing I will tell you that if you do try this yourself, you want to have a couple things on hand. I've got some witch hazel that I bought at Walmart that I put on there. And then I use Aquaphor after that. And when you put the Aquaphor on, it just like feels so soothing afterwards. But you'll notice that when I use, see there, okay, well, let me use this side. This side is clean. When I use the witch hazel, more of the dye comes off. So you can see it on the Q-tip. And it kind of stings a little bit. I'm not going to dip this back in there. But yeah, it kind of stings a little bit because you just made puncture holes. But yeah, so let me get some more. Let me get a clean one of these. And I'm going to use more water to try to get the yellowness off my forehead. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, now let me continue on with that witch hazel that I was doing. All right, so after I do that, I'm going to get a clean Q-tip, and I'm going to get a little bit of this Aquaphor, just a teeny bit, and it's so, oh, it feels so good. You feel nothing. It's almost like, because you've got puncture wounds on there and then you put this on there, it almost feels like it numbs your brow. Even though it's not a numbing cream, it's just so soothing. Yeah. And that's it. So my brows are going to look a little shiny for now. But feels so good. It actually feels like it's warming, like it feels warm, kind of like a little heating pad on there even. All right. Let me see if I have any comments. Probably not. Yeah, no comments right now. Okay. All right, so I'm going to give this one a couple more minutes and then wipe it off, and that will be done. But at least I have brows now, guys. At the beginning of this video, 32 minutes ago, you saw me wipe my brows. I have face makeup on, but I have no brow makeup on, powder, pencil, anything. And so I'm very pleased with my DIY microblading and tattoo shading that I've done. It's been exactly what I've wanted. I haven't been that pleased with the lip blushing that I did. I used the tattoo pen and I did my lips. This is lipstick, but this is the color that I bought from Permablend, and it didn't, I got lipstick on my teeth. How'd that happen? But there's only like a couple little dots over here, a couple little dots over there that have pigment in it, a couple dots over here. So I'm going to redo, I've already done, so I'm going to definitely redo this since I have a whole bottle full. I'll do that sometime, but the lips hurt a little bit more. I will use numbing cream on the lips. First time I used numbing cream, second time I didn't. And it was bearable, but it does hurt more than the eyebrows. This is thicker skin up here. And then I've got black eyeliner ink. It's actually called Eyeliner Black from Permablend, and I'm going to do very close to my eyelashes. I'm going to do my eyeliner. I've been saying that for like 3 or 4 months. I'm very chicken to do it because that's your eye area, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to brave. I'm going to get courageous, and I'm going to do it. I just need to get a little bit more courage still. I actually, the last time that I did the shading, I actually went like this just to see what it would feel like. And yeah, you definitely feel it. It's probably going to feel like on the lips down here. On the top, I don't think it'll hurt as much, but I'm kind of scared. All right, let's soak this up a little bit. Get this off and see what I've created. Is it a masterpiece or is it a Picasso? Okay. And I basically am just following the natural hairline, the few little sparse hairs that I have. I'm not trying to recreate a whole new shape. I'm just following my natural eyebrows from my youth. Just as you get older, you lose eyebrows. I mean, my eyebrows were never this thick, but I'm just following the natural shape that I've always had, just touching up areas. All right, So there's that. I don't know how even they are. Oh, there is a little area right there that I need to kind of go, boop, I need to go out a little bit. Let me see if I even have any ink left on here. Let me put one more drop in because I do already notice that that's going to bug me. I'm a perfectionist and I know that's going to bug me to see that little spot. But I'm scared to try it because I already feel like I put my eyebrows too close together. But I don't want, oh, I can't see. I feel like right there it needs to come out a little bit. I think I'm going to stop at that. Just going over the same spot over and over. Okay, I better stop. All right, that's it. Whole thing of it. Let me get some ink, pigment. Leave that on there while I wipe off the rest. All right. These are disposable. I've got a whole bag of these for like $11 on Amazon, these rings. And I got a whole bunch of microblading pens for about 12 bucks on Amazon. They come with a bunch of blades, microblades. All right, so let me keep wiping this off, getting the yellow off of this. All right, so that is it. I'm just gonna let that sit for a couple minutes and then I'll wipe it and then I'll put some witch hazel and then I'll put some Aquaphor on there and I'll just let it heal. And the scabbing starts at about day 3 and then it starts to flake off. And like I said earlier, I think the reason I had this little sparse area is because at one point it was flaking and I must have either in my sleep or must have forgotten about my brows and rubbed on it. And so I think it took off the scab prematurely. You don't want to pick at the scabs. You don't want to pull the little flakes off, the little flakings. Just let it fall off naturally. Well, I think I kind of accidentally, took it off in my sleep or something. So I have to be careful of that so I don't have to redo this again because I really like how they look. Okay. All right, this is a longer video than I wanted it to be because I'm scared. I go really slow because like you see the lines that you make are really like jagged like that. So when you're going on the edge, you don't want a jagged edge, jagged up edge. So yeah, I'm trying to be really careful. And I feel like I've gone closer and closer and closer. One of these days I'm gonna have a unibrow if I don't be careful. All right, let me let that dry. But they say to go, the part of your nose right there, they say to keep it even with that. So some people bring it way to over here and that's too far apart. So they say to go like this, like if you were to, I'm sure mine's too far. They say to get to the, right here, the, what do you call it, cartilage of your nose and go up, and that's about where it should be. So I might have gone in a little bit too much, but not too much, just a tad. All right, is that enough? I'm trying to let it dry a little bit. Okay, let me wipe it off, see if it did anything. Yeah, I do see an improvement. Definitely see an improvement. I don't see that little, it was like a little pointy line going out. So that looks better. I'm pleased. Okay, throw that away. Get a new one. all the yellow stuff, all the pigment off my forehead. Okay, now let's see when I use a Q-tip. So there's, this side's dirty. I'm going to use this side. Actually, I better get a clean one because I'm dipping it into the hazel, witch hazel. And I don't want to contaminate it. So I got a brand new toothpick. I'm just going to dip it in there. And it's going to burn for a little second. I don't feel it yet. But it is taking off what little excess pigment. Oh yeah, I kind of feel it sting a little bit. All right, so yeah, there's the pigment on there. I'm going to use the clean side. Do it again. Try to get this pigment off my forehead. All right, guys, that is it. That is my touch-up. Took longer than I wanted because I was talking and stuff, but yeah. Pleased. I'm going to put some, so I already did the witch hazel. Now I'm going to use the clean side of this. Nope, that's not a clean side. I need to get a new one. I used both sides of that. All right, going to get the Aquaphor. Put it on here. You want to keep it, you want to keep your brows, I guess, I hate the word lubricated, but you want to keep them a little bit moist so that it starts to heal. But after about the second or third day, I stop putting the Aquaphor on so that it will scab over, because you want the scabbing. And don't be alarmed if, I was alarmed when I first did the microblading and I'm like, oh my God, they're so dark. And then when the scabs fell off, it looked like I had no brows again. But every day, because you're basically cutting into your skin and the pigment is going deep into the skin, and so it's not really on the surface. So after a couple days, it looks like you have no brows, but then in a couple days more, the pigment comes more to the surface, more to the surface, more to the surface, and your brows get darker and darker little by little. So if you do it, don't think, I did all that for nothing. I slept on my back for nothing. Because yeah, I don't really want to rub my eyebrows on my pillow for at least a week. So I try to sleep. If I do sleep on my side, I sleep like this so that nothing is touching my brows. But yeah, so there is my touch-up. What do you guys think? Got 7 people in here. I got 5 thumbs up. Did this kind of freak you out? Keep it off of there. Let me put this side up because this side, yeah, I'll just keep it down. It's all right. It's not, it looks like it's touching my brow, but it's not. All right. All right. So what do you guys think about all this? Is it for you? Is it not for you? I've never claimed to be a professional, so I don't really need to hear from the professional tattoo artist or cosmetic tattoo, whatever you call it, that I did it wrong. I did it myself. I saved myself quite a bit of money. So that was the idea, to save myself the money. I don't want to spend $400 to $600 to $800 for my brows. And I feel like I've done a good job. I'm an artist. I'm just not a makeup artist or a tattoo artist, but I am an artist. And I feel like I can do it just as good on myself, because I'll have no one to blame if it goes bad. All right. So yeah, they are red for now. And I will post a picture in about a week or two once the scabs have fallen off and everything. I'll post a picture to show you the result, or follow me on Facebook. I post pictures of myself all the time on there. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? I'm just now getting ready to get off live because I just touched up my eyebrows. I've got witch hazel on it now, and I've got shiny Aquaphor on it. So my brows are shiny. They're a little red, but I'm very pleased with the touch-up. So yeah, I'm going to get going, guys. Thank you so much for joining me live. And those of y'all that are watching the playback of this, enjoy. You can feel free to leave comments, even though we're not live anymore. Leave comments. I'll answer all your comments. Please be kind. I never said I'm a professional, so don't go on there berating me about anything, about me doing it wrong, because this is already my third or fourth time doing it, and I'm very pleased with the outcome. So, and they haven't gotten infected, nothing bad has happened, and yeah, I love it. And hopefully this is the last time I have to do it. I think I'll be happy with this now. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna probably do is retouch up the lip blushing, and then I'm gonna do the black eyeliner perma blend on my as my eyeliner. I'm scared. That's why I haven't done it yet. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Don't forget how much I love you. Don't forget to love yourselves and everyone you come in contact with. All right, adios. Besitos.